Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Tuesday, January 19th, 2016. I'm Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Now for the news in detail. Owner of St. Kitts Marine Works, Reginald Francis, today made what he says is the first of a number of donations he will be making to the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services and other government agencies. That donation was handed over this morning to the Charlestown Fire Station.
We're handing over some thermal imagery camera. This is to assist the fire department in their fight when they're fighting fires. Usually at the end of fighting a fire, you have issues where sometimes the fire restarts. That's because they don't have the equipment to see the hot spots. This camera is similar to what you see like in the Predator. Any kind of heat signatures will come up very visible on it, and they'll be able to identify those hot spots nice and easily and out them. We just completed the port project, extending the cruise ship tender pier and extending a pier for the fishermen. So a part of our giving back is to hand these cameras over to the fire department here, starting in Nevis.
According to Francis, the donations are an effort to help keep the Federation up to date.
The thermal imagery camera has many uses. The benefits with it, I'm sure you've had fire departments come out of fire, maybe a bushfire, and they have to be called back again because the fire rekindles. This will be able to show those hot spots. It will greatly increase the efficiency of the firefighting operation, because where they might be wetting down because they think it might be rekindling, that might be actually out. And they could then focus on the areas which they didn't even realize was hot by using this. We used the demonstration inside the fire hall just now, and looking around the hall, we were able to see a switch that might have a defect in it. The transformer was putting out heat. All these items could be easily identified. This unit could be easily put in your pocket and taken to any firefighting site. And efficiency has a flashlight in it, so even at night time. And like he's pointed out, if you're searching for people, maybe somebody might be passed out in the bush, any kind of heat signature will come very visible through this unit. It's very small, very compact, total state-of-the-art technology.
Accepting the donation on behalf of the Nevis Island administration was the Honorable Alexis Jeffers.
As he just indicated, he would have done a project with us recently, and part of being a good citizen is to give back when you're called to do so. This morning he's given us, from the standpoint of the Nevis Island administration and also the fire department here in Nevis, this thermal camera, which of course he would have explained the advantage of having such piece of device. I believe it would go a long way in ensuring that the work of the firemen is made a little bit easier, and we know that resources are tight, and anything that can be given to us or to the fire department to make their life easier would be always appreciated. And we are very appreciative this morning for this kind gesture, and I do believe it would go a long way in ensuring that the work of the fire department here in Nevis is carried on at a high level, professional level, and a level that can be compared to many other fire departments here in the region. I want to thank you once again, Mr. Francis, for your kind gesture.
Minister Jeffers handed over the thermal imagery camera to Divisional Fire Officer David Stapleton.
On behalf of the Fire and Rescue Services Nevis Division, I would like to accept this gift from Mr. Reginald Francis. It is a small but a very powerful piece of equipment. It will not only detect infrared thermal imagery in buildings, but in case of rescue operation, we will be able to detect any victim that is motionless in a building. Once again, I would like to say thank you very much for this piece of equipment.
Francis also intends to make a similar donation of equipment to the Bastia Fire Station, as well as the fire station in Sandy Point, where his company is based. When Nevis's Minister of Tourism visited New York last week, he held meetings with important travel trade media, such as the executive editor of Travel Alliance, Brian Major, Caribbean editor for Recommend Magazine, Ed Westler, editor-in-chief for Tourism Executives, Eleanor Ghali, and editor-in-chief for Travel Weekly, Arnie Westman. Here is Communications Officer Sheila James with the details in this evening's edition of the Minister Ministry of Tourism's news in 60 seconds.
The Honourable Mark Brantley, Minister of Tourism and Foreign Affairs, presented exciting developments that will be of great interest to visitors, including property upgrades, new vacation packages and new activities on the island, such as the archaeological discoveries of a large population of Sephardic Jews that lived in Nevis in the 17th and 18th centuries. He updated the travel trade executives and media on the news of Nevis geothermal project that has been poised to become the greenest destination in the world by the end of 2017. Mary Glean, General Manager of the prestigious Peace of Brothers Travel, said it is always a pleasure to receive information about their favourite destinations from top officials, and Minister Brantley gave them confidence that Nevis is serious about continuing to enhance the island experience. Nevis remains the top destination of choice for their discerning resort clientele looking for low-key getaway in an elegant setting.
According to James, Minister Brantley also met with the management of JetBlue Airways, including Vice President of Network Planning Dave Clark, to successfully round out his week. St. Kitts and Nevis has made another huge step forward in enhancing the value of its passport and the ease of travel to major countries of the world, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Mark Brantley says. He made that assertion as the Republic of China Taiwan announced yesterday that visas to that country for holders of St. Kitts and Nevis passports can now be accessed online for free. The Foreign Affairs Minister says he welcomes this new development. The government of the Republic of China Taiwan launched its e-visa program for nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis on January 12, 2016. The e-visa is an alternate to the paper-based visa and allows the holder to visit the Republic of China Taiwan. Applicants can complete an online visa application by visiting the Bureau of Consular Affairs of the Republic of China Taiwan website www.boca.gov.tw. To obtain an e-visa, applicants must submit relevant personal information and pay the required fee by Visa or MasterCard online. However, nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis will not be charged for this application. Once the e-visa is approved, the applicant will be informed via email. The e-visa will be valid for 3 months starting from the issue date for a single entry with a maximum duration of 30 days, which cannot be extended. Applicants who intend to travel to Taiwan for other purposes such as employment, study, residence with family, or Mandarin language courses must submit an application for a suitable type of visa at a Republic of China Taiwan overseas mission. E-visas are only granted for tourism and business purposes, as well as for visiting relatives and attending international conferences or sporting events in Taiwan. For further information, please visit the website www.boca.gov.tw. Still to come,
Nevis is celebrating 5 centenarians, and Martin Powell is the eldest.
The details after this break. Welcome back. Adapting to climate change to achieve greater food security will be the theme for the 22nd hosting of the Ministry of Agriculture's Open Day, which will once again be held at the Villa grounds. That is according to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn.
The Open Day has been moved forward by 1 week this year. The Open Day is normally held on the final Thursday and Friday of March. However, this year, the final Friday happens to be Good Friday. And so what we have endeavored to do in 2016 is to move the Open Day up by 1 week. And so the Open Day for this year will be held on Thursday the 17th and Friday the 18th of March.
Evelyn also announced the patron for this year's event.
Our patron for this year is Miss Dulcina Brooks Byron, who happens to be one of our workers in the Department of Agriculture. We would have started a trend last year with one of our workers, Rosalind Cranston, in the Department of Agriculture. And so what we've decided to do is to continue that trend this year in terms of honoring the persons who have served and served with distinction in the field of agriculture. Of course, we cannot underestimate that the work that these field workers put in to ensure that the industry moves forward on the island of Nevis. And so we are pleased once again this year to be honoring one of our very own, Dulcina Brooks Byron, who will be our patron for 2016.
According to Evelyn, there will be a change in booth fees for this year.
Over the year, the booths have been $75 per day, and we've decided to just put on an extra $25. So this year, the booths will be $100 per day. So in essence, if you're renting a booth for 2 days, you'll pay $200. If you're renting a booth for 1 day, it will be $100.
Registration is now opened, and Evelyn is urging prospective booth owners to register as early as possible during normal office hours at the Department of Agriculture at Prospect. Evelyn also spoke about the ongoing work at the Charlestown Villa grounds.
That's some excellent work is being undertaken there at the Villa. And so this year, when we are hosting our open day, we'll be hosting the open day in an enhanced environment. And we want to say thank you to the Ministry and Department of Social Development that is spearheading the work, and of course to Dale Claxon and his team, who I believe is doing a marvelous job at that venue. And so we will be hosting Open Day 2016 in more friendly and enhanced surroundings.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn. A notice from the Ministry of Health is advising the public that visiting General Surgeon Dr. Spencer Amry will be continuing his colon cancer screening program on the island of Nevis. On Monday, February 1st, starting at 8:30 a.m., Dr. Amry will be conducting patient assessments at the outpatient department of the Alexandra Hospital. Following this assessment, from Tuesday 2nd to Friday 5th February, he will be performing the necessary surgeries for those patients whom he assessed. Interested persons are asked to register for the colon cancer screening by calling the Alexandra Hospital at 469-5473 or 469-5521 extension 2104. Cillian Martin Powell celebrated her 104th birthday today, making her the eldest senior citizen on the island. The celebratory program for Powell took place earlier today at the Flamboyant Nursing Home. Among the family and friends present was Junior Minister in the Ministry of Social Development, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams.
Martin Powell is a woman of strength, a remarkable woman, a phenomenal woman. And she can go down in the annals of Nevis' history as a woman who would have defied all odds, having missed a limb very early, and would have gone on over the years to raise a number of grandchildren who would have made their sterling contribution to the development of Nevis. And we must applaud her for that. On behalf of the Ministry of Social Development and on behalf of the Department of Social Services, I would like to say happy 104th birthday to you, Miss Martin, and I present as well a fruit basket in your honor.
Grandson of the celebrant, the Honorable Carlyle Powell, also gave brief remarks.
I just want to welcome everybody to this ceremony and to say that we are extremely happy to have all of you. There are lots of us, and I just want to say that every single one of the Powell members are special, and every one of them make Mama feel special.
Powell's great-nephew, Charles Thomas, presented the centenarian with a bouquet of flowers on behalf of the family.
I would like to present these flowers. They say, give you your flowers when you are alive. And every time I come, I bring flowers for her, and I will always continue bringing flowers until, God decides, it's time.
Powell, in response, gave words of encouragement to those present.
Well, I say very glad to see my family on it.
Amen. Amen.
In and out, all about say something to your family on it. Talk and laugh and think with them and give them thanks.
The opening prayer and blessing was invoked by Reverend Karine White Richardson, and Opposition Leader the Honorable Joseph Parry also delivered brief remarks, while the benediction was led by Shefton Liburd. Cillian Martin Powell is originally from Zion Village, Gingerland, and is the eldest of 5 centenarians living in Nevis. And that concludes tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. I'm Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Good night.